And she was acting funny too. Wouldn't even give me a hug.
Hello YouTube. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about real estate. Talk about why I decided to get my license here in the state of Texas. We're going to be talking about how you get it, the ins and outs, the good, the bad, the ugly, the horror stories. And I've only been licensed since what? April, May, June, July, August, September, October, 6-7 months barely. And as you can tell from my face, I am not the most excited person about it, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about everything you need to know to get started if you're really passionate about it, why you should do it, why you shouldn't be doing it, and the best way to get it done and the quickest way to get it done. And I got all that planned out to the T, so y'all just stay tuned. So first things first, what school did I go to? Here in the state of Texas, they have so many schools that you can go to, so many ways that you can get it done. You can do it online, you can go in class. Really depends on what you have time for. I didn't have time to go into a class because I work a 9-to-5 and I do so many other things outside of that. Even just being a mom itself is a 24-hour commitment. And I could afford to commit to paying for a class and not showing up for it because I've been there, done that with many other things that I've tried to do previously. So I decided to go with the school that was going to provide me with as much as online opportunities to get it done within a short amount of time. So it wasn't necessarily price I was concerned about, but it was, could it fit within my schedule? So I chose Champions School of Real Estate here in Texas, several different locations. School was great. I enrolled around the beginning of March 2019 and I was done at the beginning of April, literally 30 days straight. I did all the courses. All of it was online except when it was time to take the actual exams. So that within itself was a breeze. It made it seem like, oh, this is a great decision. I paid such and such amount of money. We're going to talk about that at the end. I'm going to do a whole calculation of how much money I spent and give y'all the real. Okay, so yeah. How long did it take for me to go to school? It took, like I said, 30 days. The day I planned to go and take the test, I had been studying. The best way to prep and study for that, FYI, is to drill the material into your head. If the school you go to has a study prep course, I suggest highly that you attend that course. If not once, definitely twice, because the purpose of those courses is to go over questions that might be on the test. Most likely those questions have been on a previous test before, and these teachers or professors or instructors who schedule these reviews for your real estate exam are doing it not as a waste of time. They're doing it purposely. Yes, they may be tedious and long, but you do not want to get in that testing site and fail and waste your money, because you have to pay for it. You have to pay for the test unless your school is just going to miraculously give you that money to take the test. And if you fail one part, you have to pay pretty much for both parts and still go in there just to take the one part that you failed. So you want to be prepared. You want to be as prepared as you possibly can without overstudying, because there's a such thing as overstudying. You want to know the material, but know it well enough to where you can recognize the correct answers, even if a question has been worded differently from what you previously have experience with studying. So that could be a whole nother video too. Let me know in the comments if y'all want to know how I studied and how I passed the real estate exam here in Texas, because I have the study material. I did really well on my test. I did fail the state exam because it's like, I forget how many, like 21 questions or something, and I made, or you got to get 21 questions out of something, and I only got like 19 or 20 right. So I walked out of there my first day taking the exam with passing the national but failing the state, going back the next day and passing the state exam. So like I said, all in all together, it was pretty much a 30-day stretch, 1 month to get fully licensed, and within the next like 24 hours, I had brokers sending me stuff in the mail, emailing me, calling me, begging me, and like pleading with me, please join our brokerage, please become a part of our family and our company, and we'd love to do this. So that within itself was a lot to deal with, because you want to get straight into the field once you get licensed, because you see these opportunities. You want to make this money, you want to get these checks, you want to build these clients. You know, I have a hell of a profile when it comes to customer service and knowing how to talk to people and knowing what to say and what not to say and just building those relationships. I felt like I was really good at it. That's why I ended up wanting to get my real estate license in the first place, if that makes any sense. So mind you, at this moment, I'm still like on a high. Like, I'm thinking that this is going to be for me. This is going to be the thing I'm going to do. This is going to set me off. I can quit my job within a year, in which I probably still can. But I doubt that that's going to happen, not at the pace that I'm going. So, after about a week or so, I ended up choosing a broker who pretty much never approached me, but they just sent me like a brochure in the mail. So with that brochure in the mail, I went up to their location, which is almost 50 something miles away from my house, and that's just normal distance. I don't know why I chose that. I don't know why I did that, thinking that I was going to be moving, and I should have just picked something that was a more central location. So picking the right broker is very important, but it's also not as important, because depending on how you want to do your real estate, depending on how it flows for you when you get in there. So I ended up having to spend more money. You have to pay to join a broker. They're unknown amounts of money. Each broker is different. They want you to pay for the courses that they have you to take. So you're not done taking classes by any means necessary, honey. You are not done at all. They got a whole list of shebang about shit for you to do, how much money they're gonna take out of your checks when you get paid, and of how much money you need to make until you can see all your 3% or 6% or whatever they're offering you. So that was a letdown. So at that moment, choosing a broker, I started to become less and less interested in real estate, because it wasn't going as I planned. I'm a planner. And if shit don't go as planned, then I start just falling off track and I get unbalanced and I can't F with it no more. And so that's the point that I was at within 6 weeks after deciding to get my real estate license. So after being licensed, 2 weeks after being licensed, I'm with a broker. I'm good. I'm going up there. I'm doing everything that I need to do. I'm trying to go to these classes. I'm working night shift. I'm being a mom. I'm really losing track of my personal life, and I'm taking money out of my personal bills to invest into my real estate career, thinking that it's going to pay off in the long run, which it still may, but it's not going as I planned, if we really want to talk like that, you know? Okay, so I'm with my broker. Everything is going great, going to the classes, trying to balance and do everything, like I said, as much as I possibly can without becoming overwhelmed. While they're advocating and telling you, are you overwhelmed? Is it stressful? And when you say, yes, it's stressful, they're like, okay, good, then you're doing good. To be struggling. They want you to be having a hard time trying to balance it, because they feel like you can do way more, or you can do better than the other people that they have working at their firm. Apparently, the more stressed you are in the real estate game, the more money you make. And I ain't with all of that. I got enough stress going on. So that part didn't sit with me well. But I just kept smiling and, you know, going to the classes and pretending like everything was all good and gravy. But as you can see, that didn't last long, because I barely go to the office now. Barely ever. We are supposed to do like this office time where we go sit at the desk to answer the phone at least 3 hours out of the month. And I give my time away every time I see my name on their calendar. I don't want to have nothing to do with it, because I've sat there before and gotten no leads. And that's really what the hard problem is. The hard part is not getting the leads, it's maintaining them. A lot of people want to find a new place to stay, but once they start hearing those numbers and they start seeing that you need to pay a full month's rent as a deposit, as well as rent, they just run away. So once they start hearing numbers, you won't hear from them again. Or sometimes you will invest so much money going to go pick up your clients, going to go meet them at certain areas, talking about contracts. Once you start talking about paperwork, and they don't want to hear all of that shit. But you're taught to talk about those things when you're in these real estate training courses and classes for your broker. You're taught Talk about contracts. Once you start having this open dialogue about real estate, you need to bring up contracts, because you don't do no work for free. When technically I am working for free, because unless you have a full clientele and list of people who are ready to buy, not just lease, but I mean ready to buy, ready to sign documents, already know if they want to build or have a home, like people who are already pretty much sure. So if you don't already have those people within your circle, like not just people you went to school with 10 years ago, but people that you actively know, that you communicate with at least, you know, on a yearly basis. I'm going to say that. If you don't have those people already within your circle, you're not finna come out with your license and just start making a whole bunch of money. That's rare that it happens. If it happens for you or happens to somebody that you know, good, great. But it's not a reason why you should get into it because you feel like you're finna start making a whole bunch of money. Unless you got that grind time to be out there door knocking. Hey, Ben Ben. Say hi.
Hi.
That's my niece. But it's a struggle being a realtor here in the state of Texas, because there's so much competition, but also very little competition. Most people who have their license don't really utilize them. And I've learned that. I'm going to curl this a little bit more. So, getting the license, overview real quick. Getting the license, not hard. Taking the test, not as hard as they imagine it. Just study, prepare yourself, prepare yourself, but, you know, also don't do the most. Pick a broker. Don't matter who you choose, really, because they all kind of suck, in my opinion. They all have rules and things that you may not necessarily agree with. They all cost you some sort of money. They say that they don't cost any money. They say that they don't charge for this and charge for that. But some kind of way, it's going to come back up. And just within your license itself, you have to pay to stay active. You could pay it up front, or you could pay it quarterly. You can do it however you want. They have ways that you can do it. But mind you, I'm already fucking broke, because I've taken this money and invested it into getting my license, thinking that, oh, okay, $1,000, $1,100, $1,200 was all I was gonna need. In actuality, I've spent over $2,500 in 6 months just keeping my fees up to date and not past due. Because with every fee that you pay, it gives you access to certain things, and you want to have that access to all those things and be able to go and open up houses and show houses or apartments to people when you're ready, and not be like, oh, I gotta wait till I get paid for my real day job so that I can pay my fees for my real estate. You want to go ahead and make sure those things stay paid. So I'm doing that, and I'm not getting anything in return. I'm picking up clients, taking the places if you live in Houston or have ever lived in a big city before, you know that sometimes you could drive for 45 minutes and still be in your own city. 30 minutes worth of traffic. It's hot. I'm already agitated because I'm going to show people places that they probably don't even want to really stay in. Like, I'm irritated, and I'm doing this every weekend, every other weekend, on my off days, on days that I do have to go to work, with all of the hopes that one day I'm going to get somebody to actually stick along. I've had about 14 leads for leases, meaning rental properties. One has successfully made it through, and I only made $700 off of that. They taxed me the other $700 that I was supposed to get. My broker taxed me the other $700. Ridiculous, right? So that just goes to show you how much I've already paid in fees. $2,500 to be a realtor? Not saying it was a bad investment. Sure, it'll pay off in the long run. I'm sure that, yeah, what's up?
A pie had broke.
Your pie's head broke? What? Oh, you typing? You okay? You all right? Come here. Come here. Hi, pretty girl. Uh-oh. Say hello to everyone. Say hi, everybody. Or not. So, I'm still fully licensed, still fully active, still doing things. And the whole reason for me even coming to y'all to make this video today is because I have a real estate profile on Instagram that I was very actively posting and promoting myself, and I just got so exhausted with it. And it's my fault. I gave up on my own self when it comes to that. I just got so exhausted with putting in hours worth of editing and posting and trying to figure out the right thing to say and researching things and looking up properties for clients just to get them to ghost on me. Like, is this bad karma for ghosting on niggas my whole life? What the hell? Like, am I getting payback in my professional career for my personal life? Is that how karma works? This is my niece, Bentley Boo. Say hi. Don't start that up in here. But you want one of those candies? You can have one. What you say? Thank you.
Take us.
You're welcome. So, like I was saying, so far, not the worst investment ever. It's just a very slow boogie type investment. Keep your license active. Keep everything up to date. You don't have to always have active clients. Most realtors aren't working with anybody, but I feel like the best part about being a realtor now is that I'm the only realtor in my really large family. So, as discouraging as this may sound, not saying that you cannot do it, not saying that it is impossible to get involved into real estate. No, it's not. It's not. But you need to already have a plan, like a very detailed plan, not just get my license and I know I'm great at everything, so I can do everything or anything. Like my attitude was, I'm pretty good at anything, and I'm still good at it. But if you don't have the time to have open dialogue questions with 20 to 25 people a day, if you don't have that time, if you don't have that diligence, that willpower to sit there and do blank calls, calling the We Buy Houses sign or those for sale by owner signs, if you don't have time to drive around your city and look for those or look through the system and find the owners and call them, or whatever your niche is in real estate, whatever you feel like you're more comfortable with, if you don't have the time to sit and call or mail out your letters or postcards or send emails, if you don't have 8 hours to dedicate a day when you first get that license to really go hard, then this is not for you. Do not do it. Do not do it. Get your loan originator license. Whatever school you're going to or you have in mind to go for real estate, they have a loan originator or mortgage officer certification program that you can go through where you can actually make just as much as money while working a 9-to-5 just because you have that license, which, as you can see, may be my next journey. But I have so many options laid out in front of me right now because, like I said, I feel like I did a disjustice to myself. I invested money and I'm not getting it back. So far, let's calculate how much I made. Right now I'm at a negative for profit, but I made $700 roughly, with another possible $7,000 coming from a buyer who's building a home, but still considered a buyer. Probably want to know what foundation I'm using, but it will blow your mind that this is CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made foundation. No, I don't. It's color D10. Almost about to say, I know I don't know what color, but it's D10. Golden Caramel. Which ain't nothing fancy. This is just my I'm going to work foundation. Which I rarely ever even wear anyway. But because this is my Friday, I like to dress up on my Fridays. But so far in real estate, how much have I paid in fees and dues? I've already went through 3 quarterly dues of $150. So $150, $150, $300, $150 more, $450, plus the total cost of the class, which is about $1,000. So that's $1,400, plus the cost that it took me to pay for the test. $1,450 plus $65. I had to pay that $65 again because I told you I failed the state exam, so I had to go back. So that's $65 times 2, $130. $130 plus plus $14.50. $15.80, if I'm right. 14. Yeah, roughly $15.80. So I'm almost at $1,600, and I've only made $700 off of that. When I beasted those first months, I was going to classes. I was exhausting myself. I was doing a lot because it was just like, I just know for sure that once I learn what I need to learn, once I grasp it, I'll be good. People are going to want to work with me. I'm going to be getting documents signed left and right. Everything's going to be great. It didn't turn out that way. But as you can see, I've had a really rough time with real estate. And that's just my honest opinion. If you don't have 8 hours a day to dedicate to doing something for free with no compensation. Just imagine going to your job every day to might get paid, to maybe might get paid, maybe. And I ain't rich. I ain't sitting on no stacks of money. I can't afford to wait for a check. I need my money and I need it now. I totally forgot I was doing that math for y'all too. We was at what, like $14.50 plus $130, $15.80. It was around there, and that's not even including the fees that the broker threw in there after saying we don't charge all those fees. We don't charge all those fees like the other brokers do. But once you've already signed out your paperwork and you get to your little desk, if they give you a desk, all brokers don't give you a desk. Some of them don't have an office. Some of them don't even have an office. And that's probably who I should have went with. People that didn't have offices. Those types. The low-key ones. The ones that are probably all about making their money. Not looking good. Not charging you to print paper. But $15.80 plus that surprise $3.95 fee that she kind of threw in there. $395 just to join a broker, because you have to pay for their own training too. They provide you training. You got to pay for that. You got to pay for that. Can't skip that. Everything about whenever something hits you, like, you know how I feel when something hits your account that you wasn't expecting. That's just how the whole real estate process felt for me right after joining the broker. Like, oh God, here comes another fee. Oh, here comes another one. Basically, I spent $2,000 on being a realtor, and that's not including, still got other fees. I done filled up my tank about 20 times messing around with these clients that didn't really want nothing. I took a lady all over a whole nother side of town, like 2 weekends back to back, all for her to say, I don't think I want to rent. I want to buy. But not right now. I'll buy 6 months from now. I'll call you. Or just sitting and having these hour-long conversations with people who are pretending to be interested, but they are not. At all. They don't plan to call you. Your card is going to sit at the bottom of their purse for a really long time. And I'm also taking these experiences. Mind you, I'm complaining because I'm venting to y'all, to the homies. You feel me? Because I feel like y'all need to know it from a real person's perspective. Not from just somebody who's looking to get a couple of views. I mean, the views would be nice. But still, everybody always asks me, how's real estate? How's real estate? This is how real estate is really going. But you wasn't expecting that. It's really a pain in my rectum. Get your real estate license. Work really, really hard. Really, really, really hard. Tirelessly when you want to see an outcome. You get a lead, you follow up with them, you go to open houses, you do all of that. Anything that's going to open your line of networking and contacts, have some elite contacts, like not just your uncle and them. Like, yeah, they cool, but low key, you need a little bit more than that. The lighting is so much better. Take what I'm saying and do what you want with it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you ain't going hardcore and you think it's just gonna come to you, or you feel like, oh, I just got a niche with people, or I can do this, or, you know, I'm just saying, come on. I was expecting a big payoff. At least made my money back by now. You feel me? I probably would have felt a little bit better if I'd had a couple of more leases hold on to me. You know how exhausting that was for me? So I let it go. Not permanently. I'll still keep my license. But I can't use that as my get out of jail free card in this modern day world of slavery. Y'all be easy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. You can mute the bell notification so that I don't bother you when I do post something. But at least you have the notification there when you're ready to check your pimp. Bye, homie.